Good morning. Well, it's morning to me. It's about 8:30. I just arrived at the Oakland Coliseum for the very last Oakland A's game here ever. I don't know really how I feel about it yet. I mean, yeah, I'm distraught. I'm hurt. I'm mad. But I don't know. The full thing has not hit me yet. I don't know. I'm looking around. There's already people here, fans that are tailgating at 8:30 in the morning. It's pretty incredible. It's going to be packed in there today. It's going to be pretty chaotic. And I'm not going to bore you with stories or how I feel, or I'm not going to rag on John Fisher and what he did to the team. I mean, if you're a diehard fan, even if you're not a diehard fan, you can understand that for us fans, this feels like a funeral. We're losing a friend. I first came out here in 1983. That was actually 84. Was my first game to see my hero at the time, Ricky Henderson, and he came through with a walk-off home run in the ninth inning to win the ball game. Seen a lot of great moments here as a fan and as a writer, and I can't believe that it's just I don't know. It's over. It's over. This I've had great joys here, and I don't know, for the last 10 years that I've been a writer and in the press box, 10 years, 2010, 15 years, 14 years since I've been in the press box watching games, and writing, and it's been amazing. The people I've met, I've met my heroes. I've met people that I made friends. I don't know. It's just overwhelming. I'll just leave it at that. It's overwhelming. I'm going to take you guys on a little tour of places that you normally wouldn't go unless, you had one of these. Show you around a bit, and maybe do some interviews later on and some other stuff. But it's going to be an emotional day for sure. So, come along. We enter through the F lot, which is also the players' parking lot. It leads to the tunnels which connect the Coliseum to the arena. Now, I may or may not have snuck my car in here and parked back in 2014 once or twice when the attendant wasn't looking, but don't tell anybody. I've seen a lot of really cool cars in this parking lot over the years, but absolutely nothing compares to the Rolls-Royce Phantom that Yoenis Cespedes used to drive back in the day. That was a sight to see. Despite this being the last game at the Coliseum, it's not the last game of the season. The A's still have to fly out to Seattle tonight, and this is all of their luggage. Pretty soon a bus is going to come, they're going to load it up and take it all to the airport. The entrance here leads to the arena, but of course we're not going that way. These are the broadcasting trucks that make it possible for you to watch games at home. I wish I could show you the inside because it would blow your mind, but I don't have access. And now we enter through the press gate and this very long hallway which leads to the backstage areas of the Coliseum. Up here on the right is the post-game interview room where the manager and sometimes players come and take questions from the media. It's pretty small, but it serves its purpose. Before we head on up to the press box, let me show you the Bill Rigney Press Lounge. This is a cafeteria where reporters and broadcasters and VIPs can have a buffet-style dinner or breakfast depending on what time the game starts. And sometimes this can become a who's who of baseball if you're into people watching. Okay, now we can take the elevator upstairs to the press box. Oh hey, that's Manolo Hernandez Duen. He's one of the Spanish radio broadcasters. Making our way down the hallway here to the right is our snack room, where in between innings we all congregate and grab hot dogs, sodas, popcorn, and coffee. The first base side wing of the press box is basically for beat writers and staff members. On this wall is where the media members get everything they need for the game. Game notes, stats, scorecards, etc. This is the A's TV booth, and oh look, down there, that's Dallas Braden. He's probably going over stats or lineup cards or something, but I'm not going to bother him. Next door is a radio booth. I like the fact that they keep a picture of the late great Bill King there. And that's Vince Cotroneo. He's going to be missed next year. And finally, this is the visiting team's TV booth. That's Amaury Pi Gonzalez. I'm going to interview him in just a second, but let me show you something else first. Something more for me than for you, but it's going to be for nostalgic reasons. This is the spot where I've sat for the last 14 years. This is my stuff, and check out this view. Isn't this the most amazing office view? And right through these windows is a Spanish broadcasting booth where I'm going to interview Amaury now. So, me, take it away.
Okay.
Okay, I'm here with Amaury Pi Gonzalez, the Spanish voice of the Oakland A since 1977. And Amaury, thank you for sitting with us here. I wanted to ask you, you've been here for a long time, for about 2 hours before the first last pitch ever. What's going through your mind?
It's very emotional, Mauricio, because I never thought that the A's were going to live this city. And here, like you said, 77, 78, I started doing the games. I've been here since then. I traveled a little bit around the league, National American League, but this is my home, and I never thought that the A's were going to be living like this. I don't like it. The fans feel betrayed. In a way, I feel the same way. I feel, like discarded, like we're leaving. We don't care about you guys. I said, but I have great memories. This is a great franchise. It started in 1901. They were charter members of the American League. They started the league, and they won 5 World Series in Philadelphia. It's the Philadelphia A's. They traveled in the mid-50s to Kansas City, but they came back to Oakland for the first time in 1968. Since then, they won 4 World Series. I've been part of all of them, the last 3 World Series I was here, I won I was with the 1989 team that won the World Series, the ring. So, it's been great. It's been great. It's a great run. Great players like Canseco, McGuire, Ricky Henderson, those glory years in the 80s. But it's so real for me. Like you mentioned, it's 2 hours away from the first pitch against the Texas Rangers. And this will be the last game ever in the history of Oakland as Oakland A's. Next year, they're expected to play in Sacramento, but they'll be only called the Athletics. And just as you mentioned, some great teams, some great players that you've seen over the years. We've been doing this for almost 5 decades, maybe almost 6 decades actually. The A's, since coming in 1968, have had eras, from the 70s to Billy Ball, to the Mauricio and the Gosh Brother days, to present time. Out of all those, what has been your favorite era? Well, because I was involved much more the late 80s, 88, 89, 90, 88. We play against the Dodgers. I thought it was the best team they ever had. The Dodgers beat us in the World Series, 89. I will never forget it. I was broadcasting a game number 3 from Candlestick Park, October 17, 1989. The number 3 attack earthquake shook the Bay Area. The series was postponed 11 days. We came back here to Oakland. We won game 3 and 4. So I always tell people the A's were destined to be the best team before and after the earthquake. We beat the Giants twice, then twice in San Francisco. Do you have a favorite or the greatest call you've ever had out here? Well, I think probably the one, unfortunately, the one that Dennis Eckersley was pitching in 1988. Gibson hit that home run in the first game. And the A's, like I mentioned before, were favorites to win the 88 World Series. I met a lot of people coming from the East Coast. They were asking me the A's should sweep the series, which is a mistake. You cannot make a prediction to sweep, especially the World Series, which is so unpredictable. And a lot of players that hit 200. In those days now, everybody's hitting 220. But in the 80s, you hit 200 in the early was you were hanging for dear life in the big leagues. Some went to the minor leagues, haven't made it. So those guys who hit 200, like Bucky Dent and those guys, they come up big in the World Series. So big things happen. And the 1988 World Series is one of the biggest surprises because the A's were not the team that the A's. I think that the Dodgers were not the team the A's were, and yet the Dodgers won that series. What is the one thing you're most proud of for doing this single? Well, I'm happy to be doing this for so long. I've mentioned 20-some years, almost 50. And a lot of people I met, like you, and then older people. And look, in this park, the 1987 All-Star Game took place here. I met great people, and in show business too. I met Placido Domingo, who sang the national anthem here in one of the games in the World Series. I met one guy who Hispanic people, Mario Moreno Cantinflas. He was here in attendance. They called the Charlie Chaplin of Latin America, a great comedian 10 years ago. So, and so many other stories, when I traveled too, I met people in another town that I never thought I was going to meet. And in 1998,
I had the privilege of broadcasting playoff games with Phil Ramirez, a Hall of Famer who was 90 years young. And I worked with him. And he asked me before the game, and I mentioned before the game that on the pregame that I used to listen to you in Cuba when I was 9 years old. So, of course, so here I am in Cuba. I was listening to him. It was called The Voice of Latin America in baseball. Phil Ramirez, but he used to be with the Marlins. And here I am working with him. So those things I could have never dreamed. Because when I was a kid in Cuba, I wanted to be an architect, and the political situation changed our lives there, my family and I included. So I took to baseball. I played a little bit of baseball when I was a teenager. I liked it. Never at this level, obviously. So I envy these guys because, as you know, baseball is the toughest game to master, right? You get one hit in 3 at-bats. I mean, you fail twice, and you're still a great hitter.
Yeah.
You hit 333. Nobody hit 333 except that kid now with San Diego, Luis Atlas, was won 3 batting titles in both leagues. So 2 in one league and 1 in the American League. So it is a great privilege for me to still be here. Thank to God, I'm still healthy, and it's just a thrill today.
Okay, and what do you make of all this controversy in the last few years? With low attendance and everything that the players are frustrated with. What led to today? How do you feel about all that?
Well, the low attendance is because this A's team, the other owners, have success on the field. The best promotion is to win. I don't care, you get bats every day, you get hats, you get underwear, whatever you're going to get, fake rings. People come in if you win. I was here, the A's go around the Giants, when the Giants were dying at the gate in Campbell State Park. I remember that because I covered it there. So when you win, the people come in. These owners are not that those type of owners. They have developed players here. They got Giovanni Cespedes, they traded Josh Donaldson, who was the MVP in Toronto 1 year after he took from here. Matt Chapman, he signed a long deal with the Giants. He started here. So they developed good players. The problem with this ownership, they don't keep him, they don't want to pay him big salaries. So what happened? If you and I were young players, I love to play because if I can prove myself here, I'm going to make my money someplace else. I'll keep you here. I hate to be that cynic, but that's the way I seen it.
That's the way it actually. So, I was interviewed yesterday and I was asked a question, which I'm not going to ask you. If you had John Fisher sitting here in front of you, what would you tell him?
I say, how dare you do that? There's no reason for that. If he feels like he's a failure, he could have sold the team. There are 2 or 3 people like in the New York Minute, like they say. Actually, Lee Lacob calls the Warriors as a standing offer. He said, I will buy the A's. But he never sold the A's. And they still want to keep him and eventually make him to Las Vegas. I mean, how can you, if you have a heart, you have to understand you have people here. And no kids were born with the A's, and now we'll be able to see their kids too, and the grandfather now. So it's a big involvement. Baseball is different than football, Mauricio. You watch a week in football, right? Basketball, you play a few games. Baseball is every day. So the fans identify with your team. You become more involved with the community. And I don't think he understands that part. He wants to make money. We all want to make money. I don't blame it for that. I don't blame it for being a billionaire. No. I believe in free enterprise. You can make money, God bless you. But you have to have some feeling what you're doing here. He didn't have to do that. I think he could have stayed here.
And last thing, so yesterday you found out something really cool about your stat book. And can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, which you can understand. It's my, it was called by the Oakland A and my close, the mayor of the Warriors. The Hall of Fame requested if I can donate to my scoring card, which let me show you. I got right here. Of the game today. I was put the A's logo. I printed them before the season starts. If I can donate it for the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, so it's part of history. Because as you all know, it's not every year that a team gets moved out. It doesn't happen. The Warriors in basketball, they stay in the mayor. They went from Oakland to San Francisco. That's basically 12 miles in the great north. But the A's are moving to Sacramento, 88 miles, and they're hoping to go to Las Vegas at the end. I think over 1,000 miles away in another state. So I'm very proud that the Hall of Fame asked my humble, this humble broadcaster to do this. And I love to do that and future generations. My scoring is very simple. You know, you understand how scoring goes. You know, ground ball to shortstop. Shortstop is number 6. First baseman is number 3. He feels a throw to first is 6-3. Then strikeouts, whatever, walks. Everybody have their own style. Very liberal when you score. Everybody's different, but the basics are there. So I like to do that, and I'm proud that the Hall of Fame asked for me to do that on the last day. This is a historic day here in the Oakland Coliseum. We'll never see the Oakland A's field hit in this field anymore.
Congratulations on that. Congratulations on your great career here. Closing thoughts. What are your thoughts now? That is.
Well, I don't know. I might go. Look, if I'm broadcasting, I even visit those Sacramento to watch a game because I live in any place. Period. I'm still a fan. Most broadcasters are fans first, and then they become broadcasters. A lot of broadcasters are frustrated players that couldn't make it. Some guys who are marginal players make it, and they come to the booth. That's fine. It's all good. But I don't know. That's a great question. I really, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I don't know if I'm coming back to this team. I'm going to go to Sacramento. I'm going to do the game from here on the television, from the studios, like many people do now. Not only in Spanish, the Angels don't travel the radio announcer. Every Smith, every friend, who did the manual league for 19 years when he owned the Clippers. Does the Los Angeles Angels from a studio in Los Angeles. He doesn't travel. Toronto Blue Jays do. See, the owners save money doing that. It's peanuts. So they don't pay for the player. It's a business, and let's handle that. So I really cannot give you an answer. But when I know, I'll let you know. I really have no idea what happened. What's my future? I'd like to say doing this for 2025. I have younger guys who have good friends there. I don't know. And somebody who needs to take a vacation, maybe if I'm available, I'll do it too. I like the Bay Area. I want to move. Now, Sacramento, I will consider moving if I get a good deal, right? But that's the difference.
Well, I hope to see you there. You've been a great mentor to me, and I appreciate all your friendship and everything you've done for me these last 15 years that I've been here. And thank you very much for sitting down and talking.
Well, you're a good friend. I appreciate my website. You did a beautiful job. People still say, who did that website? So tell them that. I don't know. It's great to meet people like you. That's one of the reasons I'm still doing this.
Listen, thank you very much. And I guess signing off for the last time from the Oakland Coliseum. Thank you.
Amaury is the coolest, isn't he? Alright, now we're going to take the elevator all the way down to the floor level, the clubhouse. Hey, that's Mickey Morabito, the A's traveling secretary. Cool guy. Straight ahead is the visiting team's workout room. Up ahead here, we're gonna take a look at the A's clubhouse. Just a quick peek and, oh, hey, how you doing? We can't go into that. Those of you with a keen eye are going to notice that there's a Milwaukee Brewers sticker on that box over there. But I thought the A's played the Texas Rangers on their last game. They did. However, I switched this last bit of footage out for one that I took a few weeks ago, just for a very particular reason. I'll show you what it is in a minute. As promised, here's the reason why I switched out this footage. Right there, that's Reba. That's Clay Wood, the head groundskeeper's dog. She's usually very playful. She wants no part of me today, but that only means that somebody back upstairs has some treats for her. To the left here is the stairway that goes up to the A's clubhouse. We were all the way on the other side a little bit ago, but this is the front end. And now we're on the walkway that leads to the field. Thank you so much for coming along on this backstage tour of the Coliseum. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed documenting it. I'm sure gonna miss this place. Go Oakland. Go A's. Well, that's it. It's over. A's are officially gone. And standing here on the field, it's been about an hour, maybe a little bit more since the last pitch, since the last out. A's won, which was great. The stadium was packed, which was great, but still bittersweet. I'm gonna have many memories out here, so I pan around. And many moments. I think I'll leave it there. But thank you. Thank you, A's. Thank you, Oakland. Thank you, Coliseum. Thank you.